So this is an instructional video for you to start activating your TVA, Transverse Abdominals Muscles. They're the muscles that help to support your spine, they control help with your posture, and they also help to keep everything in terms of your torso in good alignment and in the right order, helping it to function better. So if this muscle is dysfunctional, then quite a lot of the time you will end up with problems with your lower back, or with your hips, with your pelvis, hip flexors, and it essentially just escalates from there, really. So the idea behind this video is to teach you how to do it right from the basics. The easiest way to do it for the first time is actually when you're laying what's known as supine, so you're laying on your back. So I will teach you from there, and then you can apply that into all of the different postures that you will adopt, whether it's seated, walking around, standing. The idea is that you master it while you're laying down, and then you are able to replicate that in other positions. So we'll go to laying down now. So to begin with, we're going to think about separating your abdominals up into 3 different sections. So you have the top part, which engages with your diaphragm. When this part contracts, you should be able to feel that your abdomen pulls in and down, and you'll feel a sort of a tugging motion on your rib cage. There should be no movement at all from any bones within your body when you are activating the TVA. Okay, they attach to the bones, but you're not trying to move the bones. So spread the hands out, and you should feel thumb and first finger on the top hand contracting. You should feel the tension under your hand as you gently draw in and down. And you should feel that, again, a gentle pulling sensation on your sternum. There shouldn't be any extra tension in your neck and shoulders as you do this. So then the middle section starts, the TVA starts either side of your spine. So this is the main one that you will feel, it's the most visual for you to be able to see a change. So it starts either side of your spine, wraps all the way around, and then meets at your navel. So when this one contracts, you should feel a pulling together, a closeness either side, and then from the navel it draws in towards your spine. So when you've activated this one, you should be able to feel that tension around your belly button, and then the drawing in, the hollowing of your abdomen as you've pulled it in nice and tight. Make sure that by pulling in, you haven't lifted your lower rib cage up. So like I say, no movement from the bones at all when you are activating through the TVA. And ideally, you should keep your breath circular. It comes a little bit higher to begin with while you're learning how to do this. But often actually integrating it with an exhale will mean that you'll be able to get that better activation. So you take a nice deep breath into your abdomen, and then you exhale and feel how the abdomen hollows out. Then the lower third is more tricky. Ladies, you have 3 passages. Gents, you only have 2 to worry about. So what this one does is when this activates, it works in conjunction with your pelvic floor as well. So we want to make sure we've got 3 passages active. Obviously, like I say, 2 for gents. So back passage, when you switch this one on, you should feel a closing, a curling, and then a drawing up towards your body. So no tension into the glutes as you do this. You don't need to push it from the outside. You need to gently draw it up from the inside. Then with the middle, draw close together and draw up towards the body. And the hardest one is often the urethra, so the one where you urinate. When you close this one together, you'll feel a gentle tug more towards the front of your pelvis. Now you are either going to be a front to back or a back to front person. It's totally up to you in terms of your body. From a nervous point of view, your body doesn't really mind. It's whichever one that you can get it to work, okay? So we draw in and scoop and hollow. So feel that lift as you pull them all together. Then we're going to add in the pelvic floor. So all the way around the inside of your hips, your groin, and it wraps down underneath. When this one contracts with your TVA, you'll be able to feel that pulling on your pubic bone and on the inside of your hips and groin as it scoops and hollows and draws up towards your body. So feel that tension as it draws everything in and up. And then gently, as you exhale, allow it to release. Now you will either be a top down or a bottom up, just like you are either a front to back or a back to front. So it's whichever way you can get the muscles to activate. Don't worry necessarily about doing it the right way. Make sure it's the way that you can get it to switch on. So all together, all three sections should be able to work independently and as a collective. So if they work together, you'll be able to see from your abdomen as you take a nice deep breath. Abdomen bellows out, and then you exhale. And we draw everything in to create this sort of valley between your ribs and your hips, drawing that pelvic floor up towards you. Slowly release. Now the length of time that you're contracting for, and whether you contract fast and then release, all of these things can be played with further along down the line. To start off with, just make sure you get all three working in all the different positions. So practicing here, practicing seated, you can be on all fours, you can be standing, you can be walking. This is the kind of practice that you can put into lots of daily living. Yeah, so try and fit in 1 or 2 repetitions randomly throughout the day, as much as you possibly can, and you'll find that you get much better response from the muscles. You're increasing the neural pathway from your brain to your abdomen, and it ultimately is going to support your pelvis, keep your pelvis locked in good position, and also support throughout your lower back, give you better posture and help you to stand up much straighter.